Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I'm sure there's going to be a video coming out in the near future that you're really going to enjoy. If you don't enjoy this one, guys, it is going to be the last video on the Range Rover Evoque. I've just had the call this morning from the paint shop and they are now ready to have the car. So we're going to get it loaded up and get it to the paint shop. It's great news this morning, guys. We've had the call from the paint shop. The Evoque is all done. The dent man managed to get the dents out of the bonnet and the painter painted the front bumper and blended it. So let's head down there and get that picked up. So guys, it's finally back, and once again the painter has absolutely nailed it with the paint. The match is perfect. I said to him, did you blend? He said no, he's just painted the front bumper. I thought he'd blended the wings, but he hasn't. He said he's given them a bit of a polish, and the paint match is absolutely perfect. Ignore that gap, guys, obviously this is not bolted on yet. And the bonnet, guys, you could see before those massive, not massive, but those quite large impressions where this bonnet had popped up and it had dented it. There's a bit of dust on there, but he actually got his friend, who's a bit of a dent man round, and he actually got underneath it and got all of those dents out, which ultimately saved us a load of money because it didn't have to be painted. Again, it is just resting on there just to bring it back. But we've now got, I believe, all of the parts to repair it. Also, we need to get the crash data sorted out and the indicators. It's in crash mode, where basically it thinks it's been in an accident. It's automatically put the hazards on. What do I mean, thinks it's been an accident? It was in an accident. So we're going to need to remove that bumper and crack on and try and get this car pieced back together. So guys, I've just basically come in and laid everything out that's come in from the dealer. Fingers crossed it should be the rest of the parts. It should be everything we need. But I just wanted to lay everything out and make sure that it was all correct. Now, about this wiring loom, this harness for the front bumper, I think I mentioned before about one of the sensors was actually ripped out. The plug was missing. And the other one, we found the sensor, but the plug's also missing off that loom as well somewhere. I can't actually pinpoint it at the moment, but you can see I've left the sensors plugged in. That one was missing. That one there's still plugged in. And there is one, oh, there it is on the end there. And that was the one that went right on this end where the damage was. Now, the sensor was still in the bumper, so we're lucky, but that plug was always ripped off. And I thought, what are we going to do about that? Actually solder it up, get some plugs, and I thought it's going to be a bit of a palaver. I'm going to get a price on that whole loom. And guys, I've got the invoice here. I'm just going to have a quick look while I'm talking still. That loom was £40, 11p. So really, was it even worth messing around with? I don't think so. And we know that it's going to have a perfect one back on it. Also, I've just noticed this trim is inside this box. There's a new one in there, and it was actually £95 plus VAT. I never even asked for it, and it's on the bill, and we've paid for it, so that can be returned. And this is the one that was damaged, and if you remember rightly, that actually goes right down under the car, and Glenn has repaired that crack that was in it, and he's fiberglass the inside of it, so it can't never crack again. Again, that is just a little cap that goes underneath there. You only see a very small edge of it. But again, it's repaired perfect. All these trims, some of them, like that one now, it's got a little crack in it there, you can see. You don't want to put that back on a new car. That cover actually goes on the, it's a blank. So on this side, you have the radar, and on the other side, they try and make it match. So it's actually got a blank that goes on now. So as you can see, that was all broken as well. Bought a new one of those. I think it was about like £8 or something like that. So definitely worth buying. And again, just got carried away there. This one's cracked as well. And they are brake ducts. So they direct the air basically to the brakes. And I think, believe it or not, one's for the left, one's for the right. They're both exactly the same, but different shapes. Would you believe one was about £14 and the other one was about £18? So God knows why that was different. I've also just got out the main grille out of the box there, and that comes in the original gloss black, which is lovely, and it comes with all the new tabs on it as well. So what I think I'll do is get the bumper off first, get a nice blanket on here, get it on the stand, and we'll start the process of getting that bumper built back up. I've also just noticed there's no towing eye cover. We must have it in the other bumper. I'll have to have a look. Fingers crossed that is in there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get... I'm sure I ordered one. I'm questioning myself now. Let's crack on and get that front bumper built up as much as we can. Get rid of a load of these bits. Have a nice tidy up and see what we've got left. I feel terrible, guys, leaving you there on time lapse. But all these little tiny pieces, you wouldn't believe where it has now been over about 10 days. And it's quite complicated to work out where everything has to go back. So I'll have to look at some little parts diagrams, but the majority of it is self-explanatory. But the other thing I am up against is there was quite a lot of little broken bits on the last one. And I'm now having to remove all of the little clips to put them back on the car in order to actually screw all these bits back on. So I'll keep it as short as I can. If it does start dragging out, I'll possibly get quite a bit of it back together, as you know, if I can, off camera, and then we'll cut back in and have a look at it after. But I went to put the big grille in, but fortunately I just rested it there so that I can have a look how is everything going to fit round underneath it once it is back on there. And I didn't think it was, so I've decided to actually leave that off. I'm just going to lightly fit everything where I think it's got to go, check that I'm happy with it, and then we'll button it all up. I'm really moving along with it now, guys. What I've done was bought the old bumper in and managed to, well, we left everything on it so that we could copy it. So it's all these little screws and all the little yellow clips. I'm really getting there with it, but I know it's not loads and loads, but it's way too much time lapse. You're just going to watch me do the same here as what I've just done over there. So I'm going to crack on, build the rest of that up, and then I'll cut back in and show you what it actually looks like. Guys, you ain't gonna believe this. I just got so lucky. Something happened and I was like, no, I couldn't believe it. And it was an absolute, I've got to hold my hands up, a schoolboy error. And I really, really thought that I'd screwed up there. Guys, I've been fitting all of this back on. It's going together lovely. All the radars back in, all the new wirings, all clipping in, lovely, just how it should. So I'm putting the wiring in round here. In fact, I'm going to show you the other end. So I'm putting the wiring in round here, and I thought, yep, there's a parking sensor there, and that one's at home because that's the one that was missing. That's the one that got damaged. So then I've noticed there's another one missing. So we've got two missing, and I thought, well, I'm going to need to get one now, but it's no big deal because as long as I get these ones in, I can get the video finished and then fit that one while the wheel arch liner's out. Guys, I've got another one here. And I was like, no, No, please don't tell me. Look. It's got parking sensors on the edge of the bumper. And I thought, oh, I've really messed up there. So straight away, I've removed that off of the bumper. But I looked at it the other side and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. That's in colour. The hull itself is actually raw. If you look in there, there's no paint. So these, I'm going to try and demonstrate. This actually goes in the hull, smartens it up and covers everything. It covers all of the inside of it. And then I had a good look at the bumper. Guys, look, it's got a star in there and the circle ready to drill out. And we got these. How lucky was that? So I'm going to have to drill a hole in the bumper and actually glue this back in the other side and do exactly the same to the other side, because guess what? We got one there too. I've popped that in there just to so that I don't lose it, and I'm going to do the same the other side. But it's getting quite late on me. I do need to have a bit of a clear up. So I'll probably pick back up tomorrow where I left off. Actually, I will just quickly spin this over and show you it now it's together. So I just basically laid it out just to show you what it actually looks like now it's all back together. These two black trims here, it did repaint those as well. And also that front bit, I did mention earlier, you painted that. But these did have a couple of scuffs on them, even though I think it actually missed those, but they had scuffs on them regardless. These two things here, I said in the previous video, they actually come with these black fins. And Chris really took a long time to get those off of the other one so that we was going to save them to put back on this car. And do you know what, guys? It turns out they don't come with them fins. So the dealer man said it already come with them, but it didn't. So these are the originals as well, and they've been repainted as well. But like this is just sitting on there. I just wanted to show it on there. And these little panels that I was on about earlier, we've got the other one here for the other side. They basically sit underneath there. So it's all looking really, really nice. And I can see straight away, this is a gloss black grille, and that's a blank there. But the parking sensor I've put in this side is actually grey. I should think that those two that go in this front grille should be black. They're not going to be grey. And I did notice one of them that I'd left hanging down, that one there is actually black, so that'll be for the middle grille. But it does need a bit of a wipe over. I've just been doing it with my hands and I'm quite dusty, but needs a good clean. But so far so good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, crack back on in the morning and we'll get this one nipped in the bud. It is the next day now and I'm straight back to it. I've just taped up both sides of the bumper and drilled a little pilot hole where we're going to be drilling it, and round at this side. I think you'd agree, guys, I nailed that. I've got to glue the little backing plate on, but that is pretty much exactly how it was. We've got some good epoxy clear glue there, so I'll be sticking it back on with that. And it is literally just those little tabs there, you can see where they glue on to the bumper in there. So I'll get that one drilled out and then we'll get both of those glued on and we'll mess around with some other stuff while that's drying. So far, so good. That's now that bumper fully complete. Both sensors are in, both sides, so I'm quite happy with them. And all of the wiring is all clipped up exactly where it should be. It's gone back together perfect. This was a little bit time consuming putting all this together. There's a lot of little intricate parts involved, like all of these hold that outer panel on, the fins there, and The back one there, you can see the back of the fins clip into here, and then this initially actually holds it all on. And then you've got this little bracket down here. The wiring all has to go in its correct holes. You can see I've just noticed there I've got an extra one. So we'll have to have a little move around with that one. I'm not even sure where that goes. There's nothing near it, so we'll have a little look round, get that one sorted. Right, guys, the only thing I've come across that I haven't got is this parking sensor. But fortunately, I have got, let me just pull that out if I can. This is actually out of an earlier Range Rover Sport. So that is just in there, temporary. Hopefully, it might prevent the light from coming on, or I don't know, it may even work. We don't know, but it's not the correct one for the car. So just temporarily, I've put that in there. And the reason I've put it in there is because it's probably going to end up about here on the car. So if I don't put that wheel arch liner in, I can actually get in there and swap that over. So these was £95 from the dealer. So what I'd done was I actually found one on eBay brand new, and it was £50, and I bought it, and you can see that's in there now. But I genuinely didn't know that it needed two, so we'll have to get another one for it there. But I've put it there, like I say, it's easy to get to. There's nothing to stop me now from putting this car back together. So I'm going to get that front bumper fitted on there, get it all bolted up, get the grille back on, and just keep building it up. So guys, that went back together really well. Very, very time consuming. It's a lot of work. All the little intricate parts, they all have to go in a certain order. But I am over the moon at how it's come out. There is some minor adjustments to do, and there is, of course, still a handful of jobs to do on the car. So the parking sensors, I've just started it up, and straight away it come up on the display. Front position not working. So that parking sensor that we've put in it just there is actually no good. But we kind of knew that anyway. Actually, it's not that one, is it? It's this one here. You can see it's a different shape anyway. So we'll get one of those. We'll get a towing eye cover. So I was going to try and actually get this all done in one video today, because I don't want to drag it out. It's pretty much there now. But there is still some quite important things to do. So I'll give you a brief list. Guys, tell me if you think I should do another video, or in fact, tell me if you think I shouldn't bother. But I've got to do that towing eye cover. We got both wheel arches to fit back in, got the parking sensor to change, and most importantly, as you can see, the hazards are flashing. And if we get into the car, I have started the car up today because a lot of you said that you wanted to hear it run. So basically, we've got the indicators going. You can see them there. You can push them, guys. It doesn't do anything. So this car automatically, the indicators automatically come on when it's been involved in an accident. So I need to remove the driver's seat, remove the module, which is right down underneath that centre console, and I need to actually get that out and take it to the man who actually plugs it into a computer and clears the crash data. So still quite a few little jobs to go, but from when we picked it up to now, that quickly, we are very, very pleased with how it's come out. And hopefully, yeah, I can get to that parking sensor easy as well. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I know that these haven't been put on yet. They actually pinged off when the bonnet come up, and I'm trying to locate some at a reasonable price, because from the dealer they're over £100 each, which is ridiculous. They do replica ones all over eBay, so we'll probably go down that route. They're not replicas, they changed the colour of them and the style of them. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. So another cracking car, guys, almost completely finished. I really did want to get it finished in this video, but it's just too much to do in one video, and it is a nice long 20-minute video that you all do like. But guys, you know, we try to change things, trying to perfect everything and get it a lot better for you, the absolute best we can. And time lapse is a big part of, I like to try and do as less as possible. You'll notice in our videos now, there's nowhere near as much as there used to be. I like to try and get in there and show you what it is that I'm actually doing, explain what I'm doing and get it done. The nut and bolt pile is very, very tiny now. It's for the wheel arches and a little under tray, and that is about it. There's no more parts in the car, they're all gone. So I've got these parts here that have got to be returned to Land Rover, and I'm going to actually jump in the car now. I'm going to whip that grille over, I'm going to whip over that little sensor, and I'm actually, instead of getting a refund on them, it's about £140, I'm just going to bite the bullet, buy the parking sensor, buy the towing eye cap, so that when I do the next video on it, we can pretty much whip the seat out, I can go up, explain to you what the guy's doing. I'm not going to be able to go in there and see him doing it, but we'll be able to see him, we'll be able to explain what it is that he done to it. We get that fitted back in, and hopefully all the crash data's gone and the lights go out. The towing eye cover is going to have to go around the paint shop. So I'll try and make sure that every single bit of it is in place, so that when we do the next video, it should be a reasonably quick one, and we'll get it completely done. We'll give it a nice wash, and we'll have a proper look around it, and of course, crunch the numbers. Guys, this has been a great video, and it's good news, because I know you guys wanted to see it, but with the good news, unfortunately, I've got some really bad news actually. As you can see, I am back at the workshop now, and you will see that Chris hasn't been around yesterday or today. And I haven't actually seen Chris now for, it must be coming up close to it's well over 2 weeks since I last saw him. And I hadn't actually spoken to him for a few days. I was texting him, asking how he was when I was at home. And as you know, I've been working from home. I wanted to stay away from the yard as long as possible, but also I've been having the driveway done, the bathroom done, just trying to get my house finished. We've had it 5 years now, the house, and I've never really got round to finishing it. So we've been concentrating on getting that done. So I actually texted Chris yesterday and said that I was going to come back because I wanted to crack on and do this. And unfortunately, yesterday morning, Chris actually woke up with symptoms. And so he's got the same symptoms as what I had. So obviously he's got the virus as well. So Chris is now self-isolating, not feeling too clever. So I'm going to try my best, guys, to provide as much content as I can. I'm going to be coming into the workshop, and we've got a couple of projects that I'd like to get on with and do a few videos for you. So yeah, I'm afraid that we're not going to be seeing much of Chris until he's completely well, and then he will be back. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's quite a long video, and it is going on a little bit. So let me know what you think of the Evoque in the comment section down below. Don't forget, please like, subscribe and share. If you do enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it, and it shows your appreciation. Check out the new t-shirts. The link is in the description. Enough waffle. Really, really good t-shirt, and very, very funny. See you all soon, guys, in the next one.